I think as homeschool parents, we constantly second guess ourselves. And my child came home from college in just the first week and told me that everybody in his class was asking him for his help because he had a skill that nobody else in the classroom had. And I'm going to tell you what that is and what curriculum taught him that. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy. I have been a homeschool mom for going on 10 years now. I am a former teacher. I used to teach small children, not nearly the teenagers that I have now, but I went to school for education. So this is my field. I'm happy here. And now I have kids who are graduating and leaving, and I have one who is at our local college for the Fire Academy, which is a very rigorous program, not just physically, but intellectually. And I did not know this, but they have a lot of studying to do. They have textbooks and they have to get certified for certain things before they can graduate. And he has been studying night and day since he got home. But what we found out just in the first week or so was that the public school kids, because he's the only homeschooler out of the bunch, the public school kids don't have a skill that he has, and they've all been asking for his help on this, and I cannot wait to tell you about it because this really gave him an edge and an advantage over all those other kids in that class. I say kids, but some of them are in their young 20s. A lot of them had just graduated high school, just like him, but there are some people who have just gotten out of the military who are in the Fire Academy now, and these young people, let's just call them young people, to me they're all young people, they do not have this same skill. So I'm gonna tell you the classes that taught my son the skills that he needed to have an advantage over everybody else. And I want to make really clear here, I'm not making fun of these kids. I'm really not. I'm just telling you this is what my son possesses that is not being taught. These are just skills that my son has because he was taught them and the rest of them don't. And honestly, I find that really sad. I wish that they all had this. And I think it's really cool that my son is kind of teaching them and helping them along with these study skills because he's gonna really need them. And if he goes further in fire science and decides to get a degree in fire science, then he's gonna need these skills too. So I worked really hard when he was in high school to prepare him for not just vocational school, but if he decided that he wanted to go the traditional college route, I wanted him to be fully prepared. And I'm really glad I did that because I put him in a couple of classes that have really helped him. So what is this skill? Well, first, it's note-taking. And I have noticed a lot of homeschool parents have been asking about note-taking and some of the things that we can do to help them along. So I'm going to tell you what happened, and then I'm going to show you the curriculum that I use to teach note-taking. So he came home the other day and he told me, he said, "Mom, you won't believe this. They all kind of joked around when they found out that I was a homeschooler." They didn't give him that much, so don't worry, he's fine. They just couldn't believe that he was a homeschooler because he was so normal, which just makes me laugh. And he's like, "Yeah." But they really saw that he was a homeschooler and saw the difference between their education and his when it came time to the classroom work. He said that during the classroom work, the instructors were asking them about things that they had learned the day prior. My son not only knew the answers, but he had huge acronyms completely memorized, like just off the top of his head. He knew all the answers, and he was, I don't want to say proud of himself, but he was really excited that he knew those answers, and nobody else in the classroom knew. Everybody else was just kind of looking at him. He knew every single answer over and over and over and over again. And here he is, the youngest child in this class. I say child, forgive me. He is the youngest young adult in this class. And they are like, how are you getting all these answers? Like, tell us your secrets. So they all come over to his desk and they look to see what he's doing differently, and they realize his notes look nothing like theirs. He said basically what they were doing was they were just copying the slides. They're using PowerPoint. So he said that all the other students are copying the PowerPoint slides word for word, but he's doing it in his own special way that he learned through the curriculum that I'm going to tell you. And when he did this, not only did it help him remember everything, but he has retained that information really well. He didn't just remember it for test taking purposes, he retained that information. And I think that that's really important, because there's a difference between remembering something for a test and brain dumping it later, which is what we normally do, which is exactly what public school teaches. And I know because I was in the system and I went through, not only was I an educator, but I was a student through the public school system, and I did not retain much of the information that I learned for tests, and I'm sure a lot of you can probably relate. Let's go over what taught him these cool note-taking systems and how you can teach it to your kids. So there isn't really one thing that I can pinpoint to, but there's 3 things that I can tell you about that really, really helped him in this area. And it's all in the language arts system, okay? So the first one is Structure and Style by Andrew Pudewa at IEW. These courses are amazing. Not only do they teach your child how to write, but it teaches all kinds of other things that they're going to learn. So they're going to learn all kinds of writing systems within this curriculum. And we switched from Abeka a long time ago, and we've tried numerous, I've told you guys this before, we've tried numerous writing curriculum before. And most of them are like, write a short story about such topic and make it so many words. But they weren't teaching them the skills of how to write, how to take something up here and put it onto paper. And that's where the disconnect was for my kids. They were not naturally good writers. So we did this and everything changed. I have review videos on this curriculum, and I have a free 3-week trial through my link. I will post the link down below. You can give this a try with your kids over the summer and see if you like it. It is video based. It makes it so easy on the parents. Okay, so the next one is by IEW as well. It is Introduction to Public Speaking. I know, it's a public speaking course, okay? It's an elective. It's 12 weeks long. Structure and Style. This one is a full school year. It's a full 24 weeks. This one is an elective. It is 12 weeks long, and this course is so valuable. I cannot explain to you how good of a class this is. This teaches them thesis statements, topics, how to formulate all kinds of different short to long speeches, and then how to deliver them. But it also teaches a note-taking system, because they sometimes have cards in front of them. So Andrew Pudewa teaches them how to write those notes and get them into a system for presentation. Make sense? So I took a speech class in college. They did not teach me the systems that I learned in here. This was so much better than the $3,000 course I had to pay at my college for the same exact topic. Highly, highly recommend this course. There is also a 2-week free trial of that course too. I will put the link down below. Guys, go and try this out. It is so cool. It is a great one. If you have kids who are looking at college, trust me, just take those courses. They're electives. It's only 12 weeks long. You can get through it in a term. If you do Charlotte Mason like I do, you can get through one of them in a term. Now, the third course, I do not have the book anymore, which I'm so sad I don't have it to show you, but I will hopefully show it to you here on the screen or something. It is University Ready Writing. This one probably was the one that taught him the most in this department, because it teaches the kids how to write papers for college. Okay, so you're looking at research papers and major topic papers, papers with a thesis statement. Everything that they're going to be doing in college, they're going to be learning in this 12-week course. So it is just like the speech course. It is 12 weeks long, and it's a elective. very, very good course. It is one of the newer courses from IEW. I highly recommend that one. It also has really cool note-taking systems within that course, within that class. They're going to learn all kinds of cool things. I really wish I still had the teacher's manual. I cannot find it. I don't know where it's at. I'm so sorry. But it is such a good course. I was looking at the teacher's manual last year when we were going through that class. My son did a phenomenal job because he did several years of structured style before he did that class. But structure and style is not required before doing speech or university ready writing. It makes it easier for the kids because they're already familiar with the terms, but he will explain those terms prior to them doing a lot of those things in the class. So he's going to go through everything they need to know within the class. So if your kids have never taken structure and style, they can still take the speech and university ready writing. So don't worry about that. It's fine. It just makes it easier because they're more familiar with those terms and they kind of fly through those parts pretty easily. Now, all three of these courses are streaming. So you have a video. It comes with a teacher's manual, and then it comes with a like a notebook where they can have all of their notes and sheets and things like that inside of that. It is a great deal. I love these courses, and all three of them I have trials for. So University Ready Writing, I also have a 2-week free trial for. It's down below in the description box. I cannot tell you how cool it was to hear that my son, as a homeschooler, had an advantage over all the kids, because I think that we sometimes second guess our decisions to homeschool. I know I do, and you know, I think like putting them off into the real world is one of those tests. You know, like he did so well on all of his academic testing that he has to do for the state every single year. And you know, yeah, that's a boost of confidence, but seeing him stacked up against people his own age and older, and seeing that he had skills that they were never really taught, was one of those things that was like, yeah, okay, like we did good. We did all right, you know? So, you know, it gave me a little bit of confidence, but I'm so glad I gave him these courses. And one of the things that I was always really adamant about was writing, because when I was in college and I was getting my teaching degree, the only thing that I did was write. After I got through the math courses, all I did was write for every single class. I don't care what it was, even if it was a science class, all I did was write and write and write and write. And I knew that if I taught the kids any skill, it would have to be a writing skill. But in those writing courses, Andrew Pudewa teaches them so much more than just writing. They're getting note-taking, and they're getting step-by-step processes of how to process information in their brain and put it on paper. So these courses are just invaluable, and I think that they are very, very important for college-bound kids, even if they're taking a vocational type of route. Like my son is still a great thing to have, and now he's helping everybody in the class. This kid who just turned 18 is helping all the rest of the students in this course, and yeah, now they're copying him. I think it's really cool. They're copying his note-taking style, and I think that that's really neat. You know what I mean? I'm glad that, you know, his skills can help somebody else. I think that that's a really cool thing. So I wanted to tell you about that, and that there's free trials for all this, especially being still like summertime. Everybody hasn't like finalized all of the curriculum yet. Give these a shot, especially if you have kids going into high school or in high school. I'm telling you, this is a great course to have in your pocket. So that's my video for today. I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy homeschooling.